Okay, here we are in Jude 6. We're going to start off here at verse 10. But these speak evil of those things which they know not, but what they know naturally as brute beasts, and these things they corrupt themselves. Now, I wanted to talk about that a little further because if there's anybody here that's still thinking that we're dealing with fallen angels, you have to remember these fallen angels, they're not brute beasts. Okay, so who are these brute beasts of which we're talking about? And then if you've watched this series, The Arrival of the Locust, and you'll begin to understand the connections that we're making to the Danites, which is the 13th judge of Israel. And then, of course, we've connected them to the 13th Baktun and a whole bunch of other information. And, of course, that of Samson. And we're tying this thing up quite effectively. We'll begin to understand who the brute beasts are, if you will. Okay? So here we go. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain. Now, exclamation point. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain. Who? And why is this connection being made back to Cain? And then, of course, we've got the connection with Cain being of that wicked one, right? Cain of that wicked one. We know Adam was not wicked. So make the connection there, my friends, and understand what all of this is about. Okay? Cain is not of that wicked one. So the wicked one of which we're talking about is being termed the land of Nod, or you would call those the people of, is termed the Nodites. So that's what we're talking there once again. And as we come up here, we begin to make the connection here to these descendants of Cain worshiping the same gods that the early Hebrews that are recorded in 1 Samuel that are worshiping Ashtaroth and Baal. And then, of course, we'll make that connection to the Queen of Heaven being worshipped that we saw in Judges chapter 15, and all of the other idols that were going on, especially the Sumerian deities. Now, if you're finding any of this hard to stomach or understand, it's because you're lacking information, and you need to watch a series entitled The Arrival of the Locust. Like I said, it's 66 videos long, and it will make the connections here to what we're talking about with these Nodites being connected to Cain, and then being all the way connected up to Samson, which is going to be recorded in Judges. So understand what we've been talking about here. And now let's look and check this out here, where we've got Enoch is being recorded as the seventh from Adam. All right. Now, we already all know that we've got Enoch is being recorded as the third from Adam. Okay. So we would go from Enoch to Cain, and then Cain back to Adam. So Enoch being the third from Adam. Now, that's going to make a lot of sense when you begin to understand the book of Enoch and the connections that Enoch has to these watchers. Why is Enoch so closely connected to the watchers? Why do they accept Enoch to bear their supplication to the Lord? What is so special about Enoch? Why does he have this communion with supposedly what most people thought up to this point were these fallen angels like Sam Yeza and the bunch? So if you understand what I'm telling you and the nature of the relationship of these Nodites, which are the descendants of the fallen sons of God of Genesis 6, you can begin to make the connection of why Enoch, who is now a son of Cain, who is none other than a descendant of one of these Nodites, that is how Enoch is closely related to the watchers, which are the Nodites of the book of Enoch. That's why Enoch is so close to them. So follow the lineage down here. We're going to see that the lineage follows Enoch all the way down. And we see that Lamech is right up here with Enoch. There is only 2 generations that separate him. So we're going to follow Lamech all the way down here. And we see this very peculiar saying here, the 70-70-fold. Think about Lamech.